Hey guys, welcome to the channel and to the Imola Grand Prix on my Motorsport Manager F1 2022 mod season. Obviously no race this weekend, hence why we've got this video. Just a huge thank you to anyone that's been checking out my F1 fantasy videos, and you can check out my Imola Grand Prix F1 fantasy team for next week by clicking on the card in the top right corner, which is the main content of this channel. As for my Motorsport Manager season, we had our race in Australia the other week and we managed to pull off a good result despite a bad start, and you can check that video out by clicking on the card in the top right corner. Now I'm trying a little bit of a different way of recording this week. As you can see, I've got the dashboard this time. So just to quickly run through a few things. Sorry. So Nick Tandy has made a complaint. He replaced, well, I thought he'd replaced Ocon in Alpine's drivers lineup, because we took Oscar Piastri from Alpine and replaced him with Stoffel Van Dorn. That was for one of the Steam achievements. And so I thought Nick Tandy had been brought in but he replaced Ocon. That's not correct. He is actually Alpine's reserve driver apparently, even though he competed in Australia. So just want to clear that up. Secondly, we've got a new engine that we've given to Daniel Ricciardo. He's got the new engine. We've been fixing and improving our engine, our suspension and our rear wing, I believe. And then finally, we're building a new gearbox for Miami, because that's going to be crucial in Miami. And also I've got to mention that Daniel Ricciardo was in the press and he wasn't happy. Autosport was criticising his ability to adapt when it came to changes in the weather, and so I basically told him to prove them wrong. All that said, Lando's delighted, Daniel's happy with the car, so I'm going to do the practice session and the qualifying, and then I'll speak to you when we go racing in Imola. Speak to you in a bit. Okay guys, we are back and it is race time. So just two things. Nick Tandy for Alpine is racing, so I don't know what's gone on with Ocon and Alpine. Maybe they had some massive falling out, I don't know. But Nick Tandy, you can see there in 12th. Otherwise, this is a 25 lap race. In practice, we finished 4th and 7th. In qualifying, we were looking at 4th and 5th, but Perez just tipped us to 4th at the end, so we've qualified in 5th and 6th. So we have met our objective, being in the top 6. Our rivalry at the moment is mainly with Red Bull, because we're quite far ahead of Aston Martin. And so, yeah, let's go racing. Okay, so for knowledge, let's see. So this was meant to be a wet race, so it is going to be a wet race later on. Sunny then wet, a little sunny. So it looks like this is going to be a super soft going on to wets around, what we're looking at, lap 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to the end, 25 laps. So I guess laps 7, 8, maybe actually. So we definitely want super softs, we definitely want race trim, and we won't worry about medium. We're going to go super soft race trim. For the tyres, car setup, everything's great with both cars, so everything's good all there. Tyres, we need to change. We're on a new set of super softs. That's fine. What I need to know is though, so 9 to 11, and the wets are 13 to 15. So lap 10, and then the wets onwards in theory. Okay. Cool. So around lap 10 really, possibly a little sooner. So we will go on full attack to start with, try and get a bit of a gap, and yeah, see how this pans out. So here we go. It is lights out at Imola. Max Verstappen starting on pole, Lewis Hamilton second, Russell's moved up into second, Norris up into fourth, going into third, Ricciardo's dropped down to seventh. So great start from Norris. Ricciardo back into sixth, so he's managed to get back up there. Bottas is on the softs, which is interesting. So we're just going to burn some rubber and burn some fuel here to start with. Ricciardo's now up to fifth, battling with a bunch of cars there. Who we got there? We've got Stroll, Ricciardo, Alonso, Vettel. Massive battle going on there. Norris just behind Russell, so let's go back to Ricciardo. See if he can pull away here. And he's not giving it to unless. Okay, so Ricciardo's now joining the fight here, trying to get past Russell, who gets past Norris. So I think this is a good start. We'll take this. So I think we can calm down a little bit. We'll calm down a little bit. Obviously it's a long race, back up in the third with Norris. Ricciardo's sitting in fifth. Got a bit of a gap now between him and in front of him. Norris still battling Russell for that third place. Sainz is in second, so he's had a great start. So let's see. So looking at that 9, 10, like I said, to change to the wets. Ricciardo and Norris are both on good pace at the moment, but we kind of need to get past Sainz. Let's see if we can get past Sainz here with Norris. As Ricciardo is also finding it a little difficult now with Russell. Let's go back to Norris. Max Verstappen is up in, still in first. Sorry, just changing the tyres to conserve because we got a bit carried away there. We'll go back to high on the engine. Yeah, I know. I can see. Conserve. Went a bit too mad there to start with. So Norris in third, Ricciardo in fifth. So that's a really good start for us. Just got to try and battle these Mercedes here of Hamilton and Russell. We're on lap 3. It's a fast track, you can see here. And Daniel is pushing into fourth. Beautiful. So let's go on the medium now for engine. Serve a bit of that engine. This is what we like. We like both cars together. Makes life a lot easier. And Russell able to get back past. This is a good battle here with the Mercedes. And now, because we're saving on tyre a little bit, Russell getting past Norris. That's fine. We can live with that for the time being. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's the pace like? Norris has got higher pace, so we'll keep him in front for the time being. Now we're just trying to get to lap 9, I would say, really. So Norris has got some space. Daniel's in 5th. So we've got the cars together. So we want to keep an eye now on what the front 3 do. So we've got a nice little gap here in front of Gasly. Yeah, I can see they are, dude. I can see. Up 7. Now, do we go full on intermediates and then wets? I'd rather try and hold out for the wets. Try and do a long stint. Here's tyre wear. Up into third. Let's conserve. I think we may have to do lap 8 a double stack. Let's see what Sainz and Russell do. Actually, do you know what? Yeah, because I don't want to go on intermediates yet, because cars are going on to wets. Right, so let's do a double stack. People are going on to wets, so we'll do balanced. And we will do wets for Ricardo as well, and again we'll do balanced. So it is time to pit. You see here quite a lot of cars are on the wets already, so we're going to go for the undercut here. And we're going to push on these tyres. Oop. So where are we? So Norris is 6th, Ricardo is in 8th, because obviously we've done the double stack, so it took longer to do Ricardo's tyres. Oh, Ricardo's just been overtaken by Hamilton. Norris 6th, so down to 7th now. Verstappen on the intermediates, so Verstappen is on the quicker tyre, but hopefully this will all play in our favour when the rain really comes down. We've got 80%, 79%. Let's keep an eye on other drivers. Ricardo's really struggling. So Russell and Sainz are now in the pits. I guess they're changing for wets. Yep, so cars are coming in now to change for wet tyres. So we need to go on the attack here. I think we may have left it too late. 6th and Ricardo in 7th. No, 5th for Norris. 6th for Ricardo. So we'll leave them as B for a moment. Let's go back to neutral on tyres though, because now they've got more tyre than us. So we need to bear that in mind. I think let's take it easy for a bit and let's see how this pans out, because we're in the top 6. That's our target anyway. Around lap 18, 19 is when the rain's going to start coming down, so we're probably going to be looking at intermediates then. So what are we on? We are on lap 10, so we need to go at least another 8, 9 laps on these tyres. And Leclerc is starting again, so we're going to try and pull away here on the engine. Just want to try and stay ahead of Leclerc more than anything. 2 more laps and then I think we're going to go into intermediates. I kind of want to see what the other cars do. I think we may have to go for... damn it. Alright, I think the next lap we're going to have to pit. Alright, I'm going to try to play a long game here. And I'm going to go back onto another set of wets in the hope that it pays off. Pit. I'm going to hold Norris out for another lap though. So Daniel will go in, he'll get another set of wets. Not what I wanted to do, but I don't think I've got much of a choice. Another set of wets for you as well, and let's hope they go to the end of the race. Just trying to hold off Leclerc here. So cars have come out on the intermediates, so we have taken that gamble because of this area here. Probably a mistake on my part, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, and I should have attacked the tyres there. That was an error on my part. So as Lando comes round the last corner, actually I'm going to change that to intermediates. I'm going to change Lando to intermediates. So we'll have one wet, one intermediate. Balance things out a little bit. So Daniel should be coming around the corner. So he will creep back up into the top 6. Which is what we wanted. And we're way off of Perez. Way off Perez. But we have got more tyre to use. And so Lando is now in 8th. Bottas has got quite a lot of tyre wear though. In fact, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, I'm going to take a guess and say they may have to pit again. Possibly. Not sure. Let's go medium on the engine. We'll try and build up our fuel for a last push right at the end. Oh, so we've got cars in the pits. So just as I was saying about saving fuel, we have cars in the pits. So let's go for it. Let's try and get out in front here. Ricardo up into 5th. And Norris unfortunately is currently still in 8th, but now into 7th. So hasn't quite panned out how we wanted. And tyres are overheating again. So let's calm them down. So we've got Ricardo in 5th on wets, hopefully going to the end. And we've got Norris in 8th on intermediates. A good 5 seconds behind Leclerc now, unfortunately. So really, I think we're relying on Ricardo more than Norris now. So we need Danny to come out of the way. So we're up into 7th, but we're a good 7 seconds behind Leclerc, so it's not looking good. Really have dropped the ball on this one. So we're gambling on the super softs with Danny. Go medium on the engine, try and build up some fuel. And that was meant to be a fast pit start, I don't think it was though. Ricardo down into 11th, but he's 2 seconds behind Alonso, so hopefully he can get back in the top 10. We'll leave him be for the time being. Unfortunately, until we start pushing on that engine, it's not looking good. Okay, lap 23, so let's go high on the engine. Same for you, Danny. You've got a little bit of fuel you can use. Alright, I think we're going to leave Lando because, yeah, Leclerc's too far ahead. So let's just see if we can get back in the top 10 with Danny. 2 seconds. Oh, and he will, because Vettel has had to pit. So we are back in the top 10 with Daniel. I'm going to pit for slicks. No, you stay out. You stay out, Lando. Don't want to make that mistake again. Eight seconds. So really, it's trying to gain on Alonso with Daniel. Because unless Leclerc pits, which ain't going to happen, I'm afraid, this time round, we've not been able to do it. There is Alonso just ahead of us. See if we can get into 9th. Stroll's now in the pits, coming out on the softs. And Daniel gets past Alonso into 9th. Just needs to hold him off now. He's got the tyres. Can he now gain on Bottas? Got a lap and a half to do it. We can attack on the tyres here, but we need to watch the fuel. And now trying to get past Bottas, and he does. Daniel up into 8th. So Daniel doing some damage limitation here at the end. We're in the last lap. Norris has got to watch his tyres. So Norris's race is pretty much done and dusted, and that's going to be it for us, I think. 7th and 8th, just outside our objective. But considering that the pit strategy backfired on us, it is a little bit of damage limitation. Let's keep an eye on Daniel. Yeah, he should be fine. Bottas hasn't got any tyres left, and so yeah, so Lando will come across the line just outside, unfortunately. Sorry Lando, I messed up there, with Daniel coming in behind. Damage limitation on his part, in 8th, with Hamilton, Russell and Verstappen in the top 3. It's not good for us in terms of gaining on Red Bull, but it does put us further ahead of Aston Martin. And we're just waiting for Tsunoda to come over the line. Last driver in 16th. So there we are, guys. That is the Imola Grand Prix, and there is your winner, Lewis Hamilton, with Russell in 2nd, Verstappen in 3rd. And so you can see here we should have went on to the intermediates, but I was worried that it was going to be too wet, which actually it was for a while, because you can see here like Russell went on to intermediates and then changed the very next lap, same as Sainz, Perez and Leclerc did. So we should have tried to hold out a little bit longer. So look at the standings. Oh, scrutineering. No one's broken the rules. So there we are. Quickest lap was Verstappen. And so in the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton is still top, 96 points. Russell is now behind, so is with Leclerc in third. Daniel's in 7th, Lando's in 8th, both quite far ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. And in the Drivers' Championship, we are still on target, which is 4th, way ahead of Aston Martin, but we are falling quite behind the Red Bulls now. But that's it, guys. So, I'm not sure if the next race that I'll be doing on here is Miami or Barcelona, to be honest, just partly because of moving at the end of the month. But anyway, like I said at the start of the video, if you haven't yet, check out my F1 fantasy team for the Imola Grand Prix, and you can also check out my Motorsport Manager Australian Grand Prix on the channel as well. And I will speak to you next week with, I believe, the Spanish Grand Prix fantasy team, or is it Miami? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm having one of those days. Anyway, guys, I will speak to you real soon. Take care, all the best, goodbye.